What up, y'all? It's your man ES the Herman Star back again with another video, and I'm here to do the general read for the sign of Sagittarius. So if you have Sagittarius in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. What's happening? What's happening? Y'all doing good out there? I hope so. If you would like a personal read from me, you are able to book that by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. Just know that there are scammers in this community, unfortunately. So if there's anyone pretended to be me, offering you reads, offering you anything else, it is not me. I only do reads, and I will not reach out to you to schedule a reading. All right? So we start off with the Magician in reverse. This is wasted potential. This is also the card of manipulation and trickery. I'm going to say for you per se, from what I'm seeing here with your cards, I think it's more so of a wasted potential type of thing, and it has to do with your love life. I'm going to say it has to do with your love life, Sagittarius, where I feel like you feel like you have to be a certain way in order to attract people, or be a certain way in relationships in general, what that's the W word I wanted to say. What the universe is saying though is you really don't have to be like that way. Now I feel like you probably was in a relationship in the past with somebody, or have had past relationships with people who don't want you to actually know your worth. Like they don't want you to live up to the high, I guess, how can I say, a high standard? I don't want to say that. I mean, that could be it. But the high self-worth, essentially, right? They didn't want you to acknowledge that, right? Or those who simply just didn't see it. It's not that they didn't want you, but for whatever reasons, they didn't see it. And they didn't see it in you, and you may have felt like, well, maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I was just too much for these individuals, hence why I can't seem to find a partner who will accept me for me. What I'm here to tell you right now, Sagittarius, it's not that. It's not the fact that you're too much. I really get I get it that you have ran into people who unfortunately didn't want you to live up to your high standard, or they didn't see it in you, and therefore, because of that, they didn't value it in you, right? Either or, that both those situations aren't necessarily your fault. I mean, it's your doing if you're switching up your entire, like how you're showing up in any type of relationship, and how you showing up to the world. Really, it's up to you to decide how you show up to the world. But if you're basing it off of anyone's thoughts, but especially the thoughts of individuals who don't want you to see your high worth, to me, again, of course, that definitely screams someone who doesn't live up to their fullest potential. That's definitely someone who's wasting their potential. Someone who's showing up to the world the way that members of the world want them to. And it's not in a high sense. They don't want you to do that. They want you to be small, essentially. And you're showing up small. And I'm saying this specifically for your romantic relationships, your dating life, for a reason. That card will, I'll choose that card when it comes up. Of course, I'll show that card when it comes up. But your next card is the Emperor in reverse. Now, this can be the card of tyranny as well. I don't think that, it could be a situation where maybe in past relationships you thought you were someone that was being you were just being a leader, but you were being a tyrant. That could be the reason as to why a lot of your relationships haven't worked, or maybe a last one. But I think it's more so of the disorderly type. Again, you have, because this being disorganized is also meaning of the Emperor in reverse. I see this in reverse, and then I see the Magician in reverse. Again, wasted potential, and then this comes right after that. I think it's more so you not living to your standard and out of order, essentially. You being out of order with who you truly are, and you're a leader within this relationship, or you're just you are a, not even just with your romantic relationships, but you're a leader just in general, when it comes to just expressing yourself, how you live, how you again show up in the world. But being out of order with that is someone who again makes themselves small, because maybe external voices in your head, maybe internal voices in your head telling you things that we shouldn't listen to all the voices in our head, by the way. That's probably for another video. That could be a podcast episode that I upload on here. But listening to every single voice in your head is not, it's not a good thing to do. It's not a wise thing to do. That definitely is something I want to, put that in my notes, because I know I'm going to forget that. Y'all going to have to excuse me, because I also know I'm not going to edit this out at all. So let me quickly type that into my notes. Nice. Got it. Let me go back to my notes for this, or what I want to title this video. But yeah, so it's whatever the situation is, whether it's outside people, whether it's your internal voice, you should combat those voices with actually taking control, and controlling your own destiny, as the Magician in upright would do. Taking control of their own perception in this situation, taking control of how they show up in the world, not based on what anybody else is saying, not based on, past situations. Again, you can look at the past, you can be honest with yourself and look at the past and still create a new you, or a you that will show up in the most non-toxic, positive way in your relationships. Now, the reason why I brought that up bring up relationships is because you have the Four of Wands here. This is belonging, celebration, unionship, all that good stuff. I'm going to say relationship, but if I'm going to be honest with you, this is the card of marriage. With that being said, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm not saying it isn't going to happen. But I'm not saying that you're going to find somebody that enjoys you for who you are, loves you, and appreciates you for who you are, and instantly wants to marry you. Whether it's today, tomorrow, whatever. Or, in general, right? It is a card of marriage. So I kind of do want to say, generally speaking, you will possibly end up marrying somebody who, again, is the complete opposite of who you've had in the past. Again, the individuals who made you feel like you were wrong for essentially being the emperor. Somebody who, probably is very much stable, very much practical, very much disciplined and stuff like that. I think you've had partners, now that I'm, getting the full picture, I think you have partners that wanted the complete opposite of that. They wanted the complete opposite of order. They wanted the complete opposite of someone that's disciplined and all this other stuff. They hated that. Sagittarius, I've been there. I've been there. Me being a Virgo, one of my strong suits is how, I guess, disciplined and, I guess, orderly I am. And, that's why I love the Hierophant card for so much. But, we're not, we didn't see, should I bring up? Let's see what's at the top of the deck here. Knight of Pentacles. Reliable. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This wasn't even planned. I didn't plan to pick up another card. I was going to leave it at these three, but I really do think that you've dealt with people in the past that did not like how organized you were. They were into, I'm just going to be up, we doing this 10 minutes in. I can cuss and everything, right? But no, you were dealing with folks that wanted some ghetto ass ratchet shit. I'm just keeping it a buck. They wanted chaos. They wanted drama. They wanted all of that stuff within the relationships, and that's not who you are. They may have been dealt with. They may have dated a Sagittarius in the past who was like that, or whatever the case. I don't know. But the Sagittarius I'm speaking to, or the Sagittarius I'm speaking to, y'all are not like this. You're not dramatic. You're not disorganized. You're the complete opposite of what maybe the type of partners you wanted within a relationship. So much so, at some point in time, you thought in order for you to even get love, you had to be that. You had to be the ratchet, girl or whatever to attract some dudes. You had to be the hood dude to attract a woman or to get in a relationship. You had to be, someone that you're not, essentially. You had to be disorganized, essentially, in order for you to attract the type of, to attract a partner, period. But my thing is, if you feel the need that you gotta be that type of person with whoever, then you really shouldn't be with them. This is me speaking. This isn't what the universe is saying. This is me speaking. My word isn't higher than, the higher power you may believe in, but this is me speaking from experience, from first and second hand experience. If you are with somebody, or even not even just like, even if it's like, I guess what people call the talking phase or whatever the case, right? Or whatever it's called now, right? And they're making it seem as though you got to be someone else in order for things to go further, or in order for things to continue to be with them, then like that's not how things should. You shouldn't want to be with someone like that. You shouldn't. Because it's like, why even get with me in the first place if I'm not your type? There's something, to me, that screams red flag. Like, there's some ulterior motives here going on where I'm not your type and you still are with me. Yet you want me to change into some type of individual that I'm not. But instead of going out and getting that, you're with me. Something that's odd. Something ain't right here. So I totally get it if you were in that space. But it seems here again with your first two cards, with the Magician in reverse and the Emperor in reverse, you were in the space of going toward being somebody that you're not in order to appease a romantic partner, in hopes of getting this. Of hopes of maybe marriage someday. Maybe, if I'm not, as much of a square as, but no, maybe if I'm not as reliable or a disciplined individual, like, again, the Knight of Pentacles is, the Emperor is when it's upright. If I'm not this, then I'll be able to find somebody, because me being in this energy, me being in the Emperor upright energy, I haven't really attracted people. You're not attracting, it's not that you're not attracting people, you're not attracting the individuals who want disorganized chaos in their life, in their relationship life, and their life in general. You're not attracting those types of individuals who just want drama. Now, my question to you is, why would you want to attract those folks? Is your desire for a relationship or even marriage one day, is it really that bad to the point where you're considering, you know what I'm saying, like changing yourself up to get with people who you clearly aren't, who want the type of relationship that clearly doesn't work for you, instead of waiting for the right time, working on yourself, finding the individuals who are not like the people you dated in the past, or just finding individuals who aren't, again, ghetto as hell, for lack of better wording, and just to keep it real. Like, you have to answer these questions. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to identify what is it that you want. What type of relationship that you want. How do you want to show up within these relationships? Because I have a feeling it's not like some ghetto bird, some hood booger. I have a feeling it's not that. That's not how you want to show up. And that's fine that you don't want to show up that way. You shouldn't have to be made to feel like there's something wrong with you because you don't want to show up that way. Because I'm telling you right now, there's nothing wrong with you. If you're meeting people and you think they're attractive and yet they want the drama, guess what? They can look good, but on the inside, speaking from experience, they're not good individuals. You're not going to get the life that you want. And if you end up marrying someone like that, not speaking from first-hand experience, but second-hand experience, seeing other people go through mess like this, family, friends, and all that stuff, it's not going to be a good marriage. Now, for you, it definitely isn't a good marriage for them, but they're going to say, but they're all about the drama. So as long as they get that, whether it's in a marriage form, whether it's in a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, boyfriend-boyfriend, girlfriend-girlfriend, whatever, as long as they get the drama, that's what they're living for. But something tells me you want peace. That's number one. But you want more than just, like, you don't want that. Let me just put it that way. You definitely don't want that, what they want. So y'all are just two totally different people. That's what they want in their relationships. You don't want that. It's not a situation where y'all gonna work out. It's either they get their way or you get your way. If they get their way, meaning they get the drama that they want, you don't get it at all. Or you get the peace that you want. You get to be yourself, but they don't get the drama that they want. It's what it is with this situation here. But that's the tarot. That is the tarot. You know what I'm saying? I had to help you out, Sagittarius. You're the last sign I'm going to read for today, so I don't mind going as long. But we're about to get into the oracle here. Before I choose a card, I would like to remind you to please hit that like button if you haven't hit the like button. Share, comment, share, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thanks for those who've been doing all of that. Greatly appreciate it. Let's get those numbers up. Continue to get those numbers up. Appreciate that. Your card today is Take Great Care. All right. Nurture yourself. Prioritize well-being and tread gently on your journey ahead. I'll read that again. Take great care. Nurture yourself. Prioritize well-being and tread gently on your journey ahead. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, you really want peace. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you want peace, you want serenity, you want gentle, you want all of that. So again, being somebody or something that you're not isn't going to bring that peace. You know, allowing energy in your life because you might be too desperate for a relationship isn't going to bring that peace. So, and again, like the card was saying, like, prioritize yourself. I was saying, think about yourself. It's not to say be single forever, but if there's people who want you to be something or someone that you're not, prioritize yourself. If this marriage, again, with this Four of Wands, if this is what you want, yeah, marriages are about, from what I hear, right? But no, like, I don't know from experience, but you obviously do want to consider your partners, your partner in general in marriage, but you're in the marriage too. And this is not on some selfish type stuff. This is me simply just saying you have to worry about how you feel and how you show up and how you want this marriage to be as well. It's not simply just, okay, if they want this, they're going to get it, and I'm married to them, so I got to do that. You're married to them too, but you're also with yourself in this marriage. You're also in this marriage as well, in this unionship, whatever that may be. So you have to think about, okay, sure, I am going to, if I'm going to say yes to somebody or propose to somebody, it is with the intent that I'm going to acknowledge and prioritize them as well. But I'm also doing so with the knowledge that I need to prioritize myself. Like, I'm not just giving up all of my agency and giving up all of my care for myself and then giving it to the other person, because they shouldn't do the same. They shouldn't give up their care for themselves and just look at you or focus on you, or at least care about your input, essentially, right? Y'all should, it's a situation where, like, you should pour into yourself and pour into your partner and vice versa. That's what it is, right? Or at least that's what I think it is. Again, never been married. So anyways, that's what I have for you today, Sagittarius. If you got anything of value from this video, please hit that like, comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, if you would like that personal read, you're able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. Just know that there are scammers in this community, unfortunately. So if there's anyone pretended to be me offering you reads, offering you anything else, it is not me. I only do reads, and I will not reach out to you. All right. I would like to thank you for my voice cracking, but no, I would like to thank you for trusting me, for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, until next video, you see me when you see me. Take care.